So this might be a weird question, but does your New Year's resolution involve five-a-side soccer, intergalactic criminality, and/or small children in extremely frightening situations? Well then, good news, we've got all that and more coming to Xbox Game Pass in January. Let's start with the Game Pass titles that have expanded to premium this month. Set in an alternate version of 60s North England and in the wake of nuclear disaster, Atomfall is a bit like Fallout with more tea and crumpets. Rematch just kicked off its second season, adding a load more sweet cosmetics and tightening its gameplay up even further. Definitely the game of choice for players who insist on a 7 bicycle kicks per game minimum. Lost in Random, The Eternal Die combines tactical combat with real action, a bit like Expedition 33 except with more sentient die. Warhammer 40,000 Space Marines Master Crafted Edition remasters the classic third-person hack and slasher to provide a more refined orc brutalizing experience. And while we're bringing back classics, the original Final Fantasy has been remodeled so that a whole new generation of players can go back to the very start of this iconic JRPG franchise. Now let's move on to the new arrivals. 2025 unleashed a whole new Little Nightmares game on us, and Game Pass Premium, PC, and Ultimate members can now revisit the OG Nightmare in beautifully enhanced form. In this chilling puzzle platformer, you'll be playing as a kid named Six, who's not just afraid of 7, but also of basically everything around them because the whole place is one big deadly nightmare, and also because 7, 8, 9, of course. Creeping through the maw is a chilling experience, and the Enhanced Edition's new visual effects only make it creepier, and it's handheld optimized too, so now you can get your goosebumps on the go. The perfect game to liven up dry January, Brews and Bastards is a twin-stick shooter filled with characters who are all a bit tired and emotional. Still, they've got dungeons to crawl through, so you'll just need to power them up with whatever magical concoctions you can get your hands on. You'll need all the courage you can muster, Dutch or otherwise, to take down some of this game's bosses, especially since you'll be fighting them in arenas with possessed pool tables and deadly dartboards. Because of course. If that sounds like a mouth-watering prospect to you, Brews and Bastards is available now to Xbox Game Pass Premium, PC, and Ultimate members. On January 13th, Star Wars fans can play as a charming scoundrel who isn't a stuck-up, half-witted, scruffy-looking nerf herder thanks to Star Wars Outlaws. The first ever fully open-world game to let players loose on the galaxy far, far away, Outlaws is a third-person adventure set in the criminal underworld. Playing as a woman named Kay and her adorable alien sidekick, you'll get to travel the stars, working with and against different crime syndicates while trying not to attract too much Imperial attention. Featuring everything from speeder bike chases to spaceship battles, blaster fights, and friendly games of sabacc, Star Wars Outlaws is a must-play for anyone who's even slightly Force-sensitive. With Resident Evil Requiem set to arrive on February 27th, now is the perfect time to check out the most recent game in the series, or actually, January 20th is the perfect time to check it out because that's when Resident Evil Village comes to Game Pass PC and Ultimate. Continuing the story from Resident Evil Biohazard, the 8th game sees a more hardened, combat-ready Ethan Winters scrapping his way through a mysterious European village on a quest to rescue his daughter. Sadly, the mutant lords who govern the place aren't so keen on letting that happen. With a gang of unforgettable villains and a nice mix of horror and action, Village is the perfect entry to the survival horror franchise. But what's your favorite Resident Evil game? Hit the comments to let us know. January 20th also sees the arrival of a brand new Day 1 release on Game Pass Ultimate and PC Game Pass, Mio Memories in Orbit. This mesmerizing Metroidvania has players taking control of a nimble robot as they try to figure out what happened to the mysterious vessel they seem to be riding in, and why its AI caretakers are acting so hostile. Scavenge the parts you find to unlock new abilities, and use them to go all rock'em sock'em robots on your enemies. But in a profound sort of painterly kind of way. 2D games like this are also ideal for smaller screen gaming, especially when they've been handheld optimized, like Mio Memories in Orbit. A pretty good start to the year, right? And there's plenty more on the way in 2026, so make sure you subscribe to hear all about it. Bye for now.